Que lo que mi gente, my name is Kevin and welcome to the most in-depth bikepacking video series you will ever watch. You cannot go bikepacking without bikepacking bags. So today we're going to go in-depth the price, the pros, and the cons of every single one of the bags that I brought on my 2-week trip on the Great Divide through Colorado and Wyoming so that you know what you're getting into before you spend a single penny. Now again, if you're curious about any of the bags in this video, make sure to check that description below. You'll get a link directly to it. Let's dive in. Alright, starting off at the front of the bike is the Ortlieb Accessory Pack. Great little bag. It is waterproof if you fold it up enough, and this little strap is super handy to be able to actually pack some things in there while you're riding to give you some extra storage. I did cut a hole in it because it went too far down and ended up rubbing along my tire, but that's my fault, not the bag's. Next up is the Ortlieb Handlebar Pack. This super rugged, super waterproof pack, which is really nice. All of the different mount options make it a really good bag. The only thing as I get more experience bikepacking that I'm realizing is it would be nice to have like the Salsa Anything cradle where it's just the cradle that's mounted on your bike and the bag can come in and out, because stuffing this is very, very difficult constantly every single day, especially on a drop bar bike. On a mountain bike, I imagine it'd be a little easier, but still a solid bag, still a very solid bag, and I would recommend it to people, but as I get more experience, I would probably just make a change in the future. Okay, next up is the Apidura food pouch. I have 2 of these bags, and these again are probably my favorite bag that I had on the entire trip. They fit a ton of stuff. This is the largest one that they have because I was able to fit them. But I really like the one-handed design. Truly is one-handed to open up. You can reach in whenever you want and then simply just cinch this closed. It does a good job of staying closed, but if you want to lock it, you can just loop it around here. And it really does stay closed. It really can be used one-handed. Then there's also all of these mesh pockets along the sides where I would put either trash or like a multi-tool or a knife or something like that. You can also switch up which of these loops you go through. I mean, I can't say enough good things about this bag. They both lasted throughout the trip, show no signs of ending or damaging themselves anytime soon. They're fantastic bags, highly recommend them. All right, next up, the Apidura Expedition Top 2 Pack. Supposedly a waterproof pack. When it worked great. This zipper is not that hard to operate. The only thing is what I found by the end of the trip, there was this little seal that kept opening, so the bag wouldn't really seal. So if it did rain heavily, I wouldn't trust this bag to keep my stuff dry, but it's really big, it's really nice, fits a lot of stuff, easy to use. After having used this and having used the Ortlieb one that has a zipper that goes around, what I really like is the Resolute bag, the mag tank. It just has the flip. It's waterproof. I believe it's waterproof, but it just has the flip to open. Significantly easier than trying to work this, as you can see, while you're riding the bike to get, there you go, to get something out of there, and then here you go. See, here's the seal. So maybe I did something bad, but this was the first trip that I took on this. So I don't think it should be damaged already, but good bag still. Next up, the frame pack. Now this is not the actual pack that I used while on the trip. I used the Resolute Designs Tangle frame bag, and that's simply because a zipper broke on this one and I had it out to repair at Apidura. It just took significantly longer than they said for it to come back. So in general, it's still the same layout. You have this big pocket on the right hand side. The Resolute bag did have more organization here on the left. There were some pockets sewn in, which I really liked. And the straps that attached it to the bike on the Resolute bag were this thick, not glossy, it was just non-slip. And also, as you see, these are full of dirt. The other ones didn't absorb any dirt, they didn't absorb anything, they didn't scratch your frame, so I really liked the other bag for that. And then one thing I didn't like though, in the middle of the Resolute, this strap is probably the width of my hand, if not a little more, and it came over, fantastic grip, but what I found is the little corner here, eventually towards the end of the trip, started to come up, and as I'm pedaling, it would just scratch up my leg. After 800 miles, that gets a little old, but the Resolute bag I would highly recommend. This bag so far, as long as it doesn't break again, I would highly recommend. I think last time I broke it was my fault, but round 2, new life. Thanks Apidura for fixing this. Specialized top tube pack. This, I have no qualms. The zipper worked significantly better than the Apidura bag. It feels sturdy. I don't think this one is waterproof, however, but still, it held up in rain. It didn't keep anything super wet. The only thing is these straps are pretty long, but I'm assuming that's intended to be cut, because then whatever size you need, you can just cut them and then they won't be just dangling there anymore. But this is my wife's top tube bag that she lent me for the trip, so I didn't want to cut it when it did fit her bike better, bro. Yeah, great bag, no complaints at all, fit all the tools fine, lasted, no signs of excessive wear. This is a great bag, highly recommend it. Next bag is my favorite bag from Ortlieb, which is the seat bag. This bag, it's massive. I think this is 17 liters. I got just the biggest one. I have the frame to fit it. These hold on to the seat post extremely well. These straps do a fantastic job of holding the bag up. I don't experience or feel any sway on the bike. I do feel the weight of the overall bike when it's loaded, but in general, I don't feel anything on the back. And as you saw, I called this the junk trunk because I had it full in the bag. I had my sandals hanging off on one side, bear spray on the other, my jacket and the poncho at times hanging off here. I then had the chair, as you saw, my Helinox chair here on the bottom, strapped in with this. And then you also had the little blinky light tied to the back. So this bag took a beating. The only sign of wear that it shows is, where is it? Right here. If you look closely, there's a small tear, and that's just because I had the mistake of stuffing my poles here on the top and then really trying to go tight. And I think after a full day of riding with the poles poking in there, there's a little like circular hole, but that's understandable. That was on me, and I'm sure Ortlieb would fix that. But I would highly recommend this bag. It also has this little bleeder valve, so you can pack it down super tight. You can then grab these, cinch them down, get all the air out, push this in, and then it's like a sealed package. It's fantastic. This is a great bag. I would highly recommend it. But again, similar to what I mentioned to the front roll pack of Ortlieb, I would still like to get one of those packs that's kind of like a frame underneath your seat, and then you stuff in the dry bag and take that out, just because it's easier, one, to stuff, and then two, to get your things, and you don't have to take this whole thing off your bike every night if you want to grab all your stuff out of there. But I would still highly recommend this bag if you're looking for a bag in this category. And there are my bags. So do you have a favorite bag that I didn't mention in this video? Let me know down below in the comments, because I'm always willing to learn some more about a new product that's going to fit my needs even better. Next, we're going to dive into all the clothing that I brought on this trip through Colorado and Wyoming on the Great Divide for 2 weeks. Now, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. There's going to be a lot more content just like this that's going to add a lot of value to you, your adventures, and help take you beyond I can't. As always, thank you so much to my patrons. You allow me to continue making videos and content just like this, and I look forward to delivering more value to your life. God bless, and see you on the next one.